Okay, we must speak seriously about what Argentina are building for 2026. Because this squad, this version of the Albiceleste is not normal. The best national team on the planet is already sharpening its weapons for another World Cup run, and the Messi Scaloni era is preparing to write one more chapter in a story that already feels mythical. This is the team that changed football history through style, mentality, records, and a level of dominance almost impossible to replicate. And yet, they seem far from finished. After the collapse of Russia 2018, Lionel Scaloni took charge as a complete unknown, an interim coach, a beginner, a gamble, and from that uncertainty, he built an empire. He rebuilt the squad piece by piece, gave new life to Di Maria, Otamendi, Paredes, and DePaul, brought back Messi's joy, and discovered names that were invisible to almost everyone else. Dibu Martinez, Cuti Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Montiel, Nahuel Molina, Lo Celso, Lautaro, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, and Julian Alvarez, a generation that ended Argentina's 28-year title drought. First came the Copa America at the Maracana, ending the curse, baptizing Dibu and Cuti, and giving Messi his first title with the senior national team.
Este es el momento histórico.
Then the Finalissima at Wembley, a 3-0 demolition of Italy.
Messi على طريقة
And then the crown jewel, Qatar 2022, La Tercera, the most dramatic final in football history, the day Argentina ascended to immortality. And still, they don't stop. In 2024, they reclaim South America, winning another Copa America with Lautaro Martinez's goal in extra time. But here's the part that should terrify the world. Argentina did not get stuck in nostalgia. They did not freeze in past glory. They evolved. They modernized. They injected fresh blood into a dynasty that already knew how to win everything. Thiago Almada, Nico Paz, Franco Mastantuano, Julian Alvarez, a new wave of talent reinforcing a squad still led by the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi. And together, they crushed the CONMEBOL qualifiers, dominating as first place and even overpowering Brazil. This new Argentina have only one objective left: complete football, winning back-to-back continental titles and back-to-back World Cups, something no national team in history has ever accomplished. And if you think it's impossible, you haven't been paying attention, because the 2026 Argentina national team is not normal, and the world is about to find out why. Argentina's new generation did far more than win trophies. They erased every ghost of the past and rewrote the national team's identity through numbers, milestones, and records that sound almost impossible to replicate.
Pero en ese momento decís, se acabó, qué alivio, qué lo conseguimos, pero qué alivio. Lo veo venir a él llorando de frente, a él que había sufrido Leandro, había entrado al equipo, salido del equipo, o sea, y...
Sí, tiene algo de simbólico
sí,
eso, o sea, como un jugador que empieza a la final de suplente, que venga y te diga gracias, abrazándote, claro.
Y él la verdad que llegaba justo, había tenido una lesión y verlo a él emocionado a mí me hizo emocionar también y bueno, fue un abrazo muy lindo.
This team didn't just lift titles, they dismantled decades of frustration, rebuilt the country's football culture, and created a statistical legacy that feels almost fictional. Their dominance reached such a level that every tournament, every qualifying cycle, and every away trip became an opportunity to break a new barrier. It all started in the 2019 Copa America, the first major competition of the Scaloni era.
Ya sabemos lo que es Argentina, ya sabemos lo que es Brasil, pues no quiero decir nada de esto. Voy, quiero darle la gracia, muchachos. Quiero darle la gracia por estos 45 días. Se lo dije el día de mi cumpleaños, o sea, un grupo espectacular, un grupo hermoso y lo disfruté muchísimo. 45 días donde no nos quejamos de los viajes, de la comida, de los hoteles, de la cancha, de nada, muchachos. 45 días sin ver a nuestra familia, muchachos. 45 días. El Dibu fue papá. Fue papá y no pudo ver a la hija todavía. No la pudo hacer un pa. El chino igual. Lo vio un ratito nomás. Todo un ratito nomás, muchachos. Y todo porque, por este momento. Porque teníamos un objetivo, muchachos. Teníamos un objetivo y estamos un pasito a conseguirlo. A un pasito, y sabe que lo mejor de todo, que depende de nosotros. Depende de nosotros ganar esta copa. Así que por eso, ahora vamos a salir, vamos a levantar esa copa y nos vamos a llevar para Argentina para disfrutar con nuestra familia, nuestros amigos, la gente que bancó siempre argentino. Lo último, con esto termino. No existe la casualidad, muchachos. ¿Sabes qué? Esta copa se tenía que jugar en Argentina. Y Dios la trajo acá. Dios la trajo acá para que la levantemos en el Maracaná, muchachos. Para que sea más lindo para todos. Así que salgamos confiados y tranquilos, que esta la vamos a llevar para casa.
That tournament marked the beginning of the longest unbeaten run in Argentina's history. 36 matches without defeat, spanning almost 2.5 years. They surpassed the legendary Basel cycle of the early 90s, which had stood untouched for decades. And although the streak ended shockingly against Saudi Arabia in the opening match of Qatar 2022, the message was clear. Argentina had become nearly unbeatable. In the South American qualifiers, the dominance was just as overwhelming. Scaloni's team produced 25 qualifiers in a row without defeat, the third longest unbeaten run in World Cup qualifying history, only behind 2 different Brazil eras. And even when the streak ended against Uruguay at La Bombonera in 2022, Argentina immediately set another record, 11 straight away matches without losing, beating Marcelo Bielsa's previous mark. Defensively, they became a wall. For the first time ever, Argentina completed 3 consecutive away qualifiers without conceding, a sign of the tactical evolution under Scaloni and the emergence of a backline anchored by Dibu Martinez and Cuti Romero. And then came the streaks that hit the region at its core, victories in places where Argentina had suffered for decades. They won in Bolivia after 15 years, in Peru after 16, in Venezuela after 14, and in Uruguay after 12. They broke Brazil's historic home invincibility in qualifiers with Otamendi's header at the Maracaná in 2023. And the climax arrived on the 25th of March of 2025, when Argentina scored 4 goals against Brazil for the first time ever in World Cup qualifying, destroying their biggest rival 4-1 at the Monumental and securing early qualification for the 2026 World Cup. This is what makes the Albiceleste terrifying heading into the next era. They didn't just become champions, they became the team that breaks every wall standing in front of them. The team that wins where it was impossible to win. The team that rewrites the rules of South American football. And now, with the World Cup around the corner, they are chasing history again. If there is one thing this generation transformed more than tactics or lineups, it was Argentina's mentality and footballing culture. Because yes, Argentine football has been a global protagonist for over a decade. But before Scaloni's rise, the story was painfully incomplete. Think about it, a lost World Cup final in 2014. Back-to-back Copa America defeats in 2015 and 2016. And even before that, the heartbreaks of 2004 and 2007 against Brazil. Argentina were always there, always reaching finals, always fighting with Messi and a golden generation, but they simply couldn't take the final step. Scaloni's greatest achievement wasn't just lifting trophies. It was showing the players that yes, they could, that the shirt no longer carried fear, that talent could finally evolve into leadership, and that a new backbone of captains could be forged from players who were once unknown or overlooked. He turned potential into identity. He built an elite dressing room culture, and he created a team that didn't just play beautiful football. They played with an unbreakable heart. And how could they fail with characters like Dibu Martinez, the penalty emperor who got inside Yerry Mina's head, who silenced the Dutch, who made that impossible save against Colomwani in the last second of the World Cup final. With Guti Romero coming in to neutralize Mbappe, or Montiel taking the penalty that ended 36 years of waiting. With Di Maria scoring in every final as if born for the biggest stages. Or Lautaro Martinez delivering in extra time to reclaim the continent. With players like McAllister, DePaul, Enzo Fernandez, and Julian Alvarez tearing Brazil apart. And Otamendi scoring at the Maracanã to kill a decades-long curse. Argentina won because they built a team of captains, leaders who would die for the badge. But above all of them stood the ultimate leader, the greatest of all time, Lionel Andrés Messi. With 196 matches, 115 goals, the dream debut in 2006,
17 años, nacido en Rosario.
the magical performance against Australia in his 1000th match, the humiliation of Brazil in East Rutherford,
Messi,
the spin that broke Guardiola in Qatar, the Battle of Lusail, the Copa America he carried on his back,
A ver qué inventa genio. Messi para Cunha.
and the night destiny finally surrendered in the World Cup final. Messi became the soul of the Scaloneta. As Gary Lineker once wrote, it has been an absolute privilege to watch Lionel Messi for nearly 2 decades, moment after moment of hypnotic, joyful football, a gift from the footballing gods. And now this core of captains has one final mission, one final chapter. They want the back-to-back. They want to do what no national team has ever achieved: win consecutive Continental Cups and consecutive World Cups.
Hay una selección que ganó 2 Copas del Mundo seguidas.
Sí, campeón.
Ahí me retiro, te lo prometo que hoy te diga que me retiro. Te lo digo hoy, entre todos. Me retiro después de ese mundial.
Ya está viejo, digo, ¿qué querés?
Claro, recién cumplí 32, amigo, voy a tener interés en el mundial. Un pendejo, empecé a jugar a los 30 años, ¿qué creo? Me retiro a 33.
And Argentina has built a super team capable of doing it. Messi, Dibu, Guti, DePaul, Enzo, Lautaro, and company will guide a new ultra-talented generation. Nico Paz, Franco Mastantuano, Thiago Almada, and Giuliano Simeone, and more into 2026. This Argentina team is not normal. They are genuine contenders to win the Finalissima, the Copa America, and the World Cup. And if they succeed, they may write Argentina's name in gold as the greatest national team of all time. Argentina arrived to the 2026 World Cup with a squad that is nothing short of enviable, built from a core of players who already know what it means to lift a trophy and who will defend the crown they won in that legendary Qatar 2022 final against France. Lionel Scaloni is preparing a team entirely to his taste, filled with footballers he trusts completely, players who may not always be at their best with their clubs, but who transform the moment they wear the Argentina shirt. And this matters more than ever, because Lionel Messi has everything in place for a grand farewell in what will be the first World Cup with 46 national teams and 3 host nations, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. It will be a historic tournament, and Messi wants his last chapter to echo in eternity. Emiliano Martinez enters as the 34-year-old guardian of Argentina's destiny, the man who was absolutely key in Qatar 2022 and who remains Scaloni's undisputed number 1. His season with Aston Villa has been strong, and while Dibu lives constantly between heaven and hell, capable of giving you the most impossible saves or the most brutal mistakes,
that's a poor ball, Salah, yes!
With the Argentina shirt, he becomes unbreakable. And in penalty shootouts, there is no one better in world football. He's the greatest penalty keeper alive. Nahuel Molina arrives in great form at 29. The Atlético de Madrid right back, known for his projection, but fundamentally anchored in defensive discipline. Cristian Romero, meanwhile, is the best center back in the entire CONMEBOL region, and one of the standouts of the Premier League. At 28, he is a leader, a monster in duels, and the definition of perfect timing. He knows exactly when to slide, when to press, when to wait, and the result is always the same. He wins the ball. His presence stabilizes the entire defensive structure. Nicolas Otamendi, the trusted general of Scaloni, remains a real option thanks to his experience and leadership. While Nicolas Tagliafico, still a reliable left back despite arriving less sharp than in 2022, brings security in duels, good forward projection, and high defensive awareness. The midfield is where Argentina's rhythm begins and ends, and Enzo Fernandez is the engine of it all. No longer the youngest of the group, the Chelsea midfielder arrives more complete, more mature, and more dangerous. Technically, he is one of the most gifted number 8s heading into the World Cup. Excellent control, elite long passes, great tempo management, and now, with an added goal-scoring power. His Chelsea season has produced 4 goals and an assist, and this evolution has strengthened Argentina too, like in the brilliant goal against Brazil. Enzo drove from midfield with authority, pierced the interior channel, combined its speed with Julian and De Paul, stayed floating inside the box, read Nahuel Molina's cross perfectly, and finished with ruthless precision. His ability to appear exactly where danger is born is world class, and his connection with McAllister was evident again against Brazil, when he found him between the defensive lines with a half-height pass that ended in a stunning finish. With Enzo in top condition, Argentina's transitions become lethal. Alexis McAllister is the perfect balance, a Liverpool midfielder in the best form of his career, with improved mid-range shooting,
McAllister and Bradley and McAllister. Oh, what a goal!
Elite goal instinct, elite pressing numbers, 3.43 tackles per match, and intelligence both to break lines and to win duels. His assist to Angel Di Maria in the World Cup final remains one of the most iconic passes of the decade. He understands space better than almost anyone in the squad and appears between lines with immaculate timing. Against Brazil, he scored, he created, and he dictated. Argentina need that version of him. Rodrigo De Paul is the heartbeat, the fighter, the lungs, the warrior who never stops running. Now at Inter Miami, he remains an untouchable piece in Scaloni's 11 because of his intensity, his ball recovery, and his leadership. He gives structure to every phase of play. Up front, Julian Alvarez will be Argentina's number 9 without any debate. His evolution at Atlético de Madrid has been outrageous. Now a free kick specialist. A Maradonian dribbler when needed. and a hybrid forward capable of occupying any attacking zone, his ability to play as a winger, striker, or second striker gives Scaloni enormous tactical flexibility. His movement in the box, always on the edge of the offside line, makes him one of the smartest attackers in Europe. And then there's Lionel Messi. The 38-year-old is preparing for his final dance with the national team, and anyone who thinks he is less dangerous than in 2022 is simply wrong. Messi is having a season of 62 goal contributions, 42 goals, and 20 assists, leading MLS in goals with 34, in assists with 18, and still breaking world records, like his 850 career goals and 401 assists. His dribbling remains lethal. His long-range shooting untouched. His decision-making the best in the world. Messi arrives to 2026 in extraordinary form. Thiago Almada has also become one of the revelations of the cycle. His goal against Uruguay. His assist to Julian against Brazil. His pass to Alvarez against Chile. And the late equalizer versus Colombia earned him his first huge ovation with Argentina. His move from MLS to Botafogo, then to Lyon, was crucial. He entered Europe's rhythm, became a starter, and Scaloni rewarded him. Since the win in Uruguay, only Julian Alvarez has been involved in more goals than Almada. In these qualifiers, he has been Argentina's best player alongside Messi. The future is also already present. Nico Paz brings elegant technique.
El golpeo de zurda de Nico Paz, ahí viene en carrera, la pega largo, golazo!
Oriented control.
Lovely turn by Nico Paz. That's a good ball through to Duvicas. Still Duvicas!
A thunderous long-range strike, and the ability to play between lines. Thiago Almada offers agility, dribbling in tight spaces, and the final pass of a top creator.
Entra al área Juliano, va Simeone, Simeone la mete al medio. ¡Thiago! ¡Gol!
Giuliano Simeone delivers intensity, physicality, relentless pressing, and verticality. A forward made of pure aggression.
¡Centro! ¡Qué lástima que no le pegó! ¡Golazo de Giuliano, golazo! ¡Gol!
Franco Mastantuano adds sharp technique, mental speed, creative bursts, and high-quality final touches. Argentina entered 2026 with the deepest squad in the Americas, with a world-class spine, the best penalty goalkeeper on earth, the best creator of his era, one of the strongest defenses in the tournament, a dynamic midfield, and a forward line full of goals, intensity, and intelligence. This team is not arriving to participate, it's arriving to dominate. If they stay healthy and maintain this form, Argentina are clear favorites to fight for the World Cup, the Finalissima, and the right to be remembered as the greatest national team of all time.